I still have some time yet. But yeah.
I'll go after because I got
Okay.
Two.
Yeah, that's fine.
Two of them.
Yep.
I'm listening to this like it's a podcast while I work on mine. That's okay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Can I hold on? Why is it not? Do I have to click it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Click on it.
Dude,
Like the red button, the big red button.
Oh, okay. Okay, this.
Okay.
Okay.
I see.
Oh Lord.
Let's put this down.
All right, y'all read the title. We're doing My Sister, Ramageddon 2. Okay,
So excited.
so 2019. Picture this: you're on Instagram. You are James Charles, also.
Oh.
I don't want to imagine.
You're on
I don't
Instagram,
want to.
and Tati Westbrook posts like 5 minutes worth of Instagram stories, like crying and calling you an awful person and everything. You're like, oh my god, what? And it's about hair vitamins, okay?
God.
We don't really have to watch this video, but I do. I do want her to do this first line. It's really good.
Guys, who is having a crappy day? Raise your hand right now.
That's it. Raise your hand, me right now. So,
Oh, God,
you're at
that's
Coachella.
Charles ass.
Okay. And this is you. All right, that's enough. Get out of
I
full
don't
screen.
like that you full screened that.
I didn't want to full screen it. I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, but that's not even what he
Nobody
wore. That
did.
was 2018. It was this. Oh, it like messed up my whole thing, didn't it?
He is the one. Well, no, there's
Okay.
one of the the gay men who can't rock assless straps for some reason.
It's because
It
he's an
never
annoying
stopped
thing.
him, however.
I wish somebody had.
All right. So, anyways, Coachella was crazy for Mr. Jamie Chorrell. And for whatever reason, he went to every single like day of Coachella in 2019. But for some reason, on like the second weekend, I think it was, he like got a general admission ticket for some reason, despite the fact that he is literally a millionaire at the time. I'm sure he still is, but he was certainly at the time.
To say at the time.
And he is getting sisters swamped by the sisters and also bad actors, and he needed a hashtag break from the crowds. But he like can't leave Coachella, of course. For some reason, he cannot leave. And so, who is going to save him from this obvious, really terrible situation? That's right, Sugar Bear Hair. Now, this company is and was really shitty and always known for doing like Kardashian like ads on Instagram while they're like have the gummy bear in their mouth. Like this picture right here, like this was the company. And like they were kind of universally thought to be like a shitty company. Like nobody liked them. And also they were collabing with the Kardashians all the time, which is like, if
That's a
that's
sign.
your like main shillers for the company, like nobody cares. Anyways, but because they're so universally hated, James had previously like talked shit about Sugar Bear Hair to his audience and in private. And he also like at the time prided himself on being a really good reviewer. And like he was like so honest. And back then, for whatever reason, people were really like trusting influencers. Like you actually trusted influencers to give you not unbiased, but at least like realistic kind of like reviews. Like people actually watched influencers for reviews, whereas now everyone just knows they're like shilling for a company. But at the time, it was like you kind of believed it. And also, a lot of his audience was like kids or young teens who like didn't have, you know, years of experience with makeup, and so they were actually looking to him for advice on makeup, which is interesting because we all know what his brows used to look like. Why is it no? Okay. So James was in such a big bind that he decided to accept the VIP tickets in security in exchange for endorsing Sugar Bear Hair. And Tati, who was apparently his mother figure, which is really weird, has her own vitamin company called Halo Beauty. and was scandalized that James, who she mothered / mentored, decided to not endorse her and instead fraternize with the enemy. And here's Tati and her thank you. And her Halo Beauty vitamins. Now, she doesn't even do gummy bears. She does like pill vitamins. And also the like product that James was shilling wasn't their hair vitamins. Like he wasn't doing Sugar Bear hair. He was doing their Sugar Bear hair like Sugar Bear sleep pills, kind of like the melatonin, basically. So as they are her direct competitor in the hair vitamin market, they really like it wasn't hair vitamins. So like she doesn't even do that. So it was kind of like, all right, girl. Anyways, so she posted on Instagram stories sobbing the house. And it was very
Look at these fruity pebble macaroons. I've never seen this before. I'm shook the house. Houston, I'm deceased.
And apparently James texted her like freaking out about his reputation after her Instagram stories. And so this like really pissed Tati off because she's like, oh, so you don't even care about your betrayal to me, you care about your reputation, James Charles. And also Gabriel Zamora, who is incredibly irrelevant, but it had his like little moment of relevancy here. With like made a video talking about like beauty opinions like right after that and shaded Tati in that video and was like, why didn't you make a video that? Like basically like goading her to make a video. And so she said, you know what? I will make a video. And then Bye Sister dropped one day after my birthday in 2019, the best birthday gift of all time. Bye Sister. We're not gonna play this video because it is long,
Can we
but
watch
it's okay.
James.
Oh, don't worry, there's clips.
Okay.
Bless.
It's like no big deal.
So the main
like sucking dick and cock. Like I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
And you did it at my place. And you did it at my birthday dinner.
You did it at my birthday. Yup. So the main points of the Bye Sister video. Tati has always supported James and she's a mentor. He calls her mom. She has been there since he was a teenager. Just kind of weird. You were that close with him as a teenager, but okay. It's about loyalty, guys. It's not about money and transactional endorsements. But it actually really is. She swears up and she's like, it's not a transactional relationship, guys. But, you know, I did so much for him, I expect him to endorse my company. Okay. She was kind of serving in the video. Like, she had her hair and makeup done, and she was glowing. The hair vitamins were working. She looks good. And she was 37, and James was only about 19 or 20 years old at the time. So all of her points being made, she was fully an adult. Almost 40, making just like shitting on this kid publicly. And she is
age gap in this is crazy.
Yeah, and she kept saying like just because the person next to you is in a full body cast doesn't mean your broken arm doesn't hurt. I think that might be what this clip is.
Out me.
Oh.
But you threw away our friendship.
Oh no.
But you lied to me.
Okay.
Made up a story. You knew this would be embarrassing for me. No, our relationship is not transactional.
This is her talking about
anything in return. You should have walked away. You should have held on to your integrity. You're a phony.
You're a phony. I forget what this clip is. Why? This one's timestamped.
But you threw away our friendship.
Oh, it's just the same thing. Okay, I don't know why that. I wonder if the timestamps are low-key messed up because I don't remember that. But we're just gonna move on. So he didn't say sorry to her, and she messaged James messaged Drama Channels about the situation. So she also messaged Drama Channels about the situation, namely T-Spill. And then I found the T-Spill video that T-Spill made after she messaged T-Spill, and then I saw that I had made a comment on it. It says, I mean, the Sugar Bear hair has its issues, and I think he should stick with real people like Tati, which is really funny.
Crazy. That's such a
so funny.
Just so funny. Yeah, she also says in the video that James is a millionaire, which it's not that people didn't know that James had money, but he was so young and we didn't really understand the extent of the amount of money that influencers made at the time, especially with James, who like didn't own a business, because like a lot of these people were business owners, so obviously you expect them to have money. But James was just an influencer, and he was a millionaire. And you have to understand,
piss!
At the time, like people didn't click, you know, like people didn't really know that. Like we knew that YouTubers had money, but for someone who had no products out, who was just an influencer doing brand deals and stuff, and obviously he had that Morphe code, say like code James for 15% off, like but we didn't or for 10% off, sorry, but we didn't realize that he was really getting a check. He was really getting a check, and like that, like made his like attitude that people were already super annoyed with at the time that Bicester came out. It was important to note that like James had already been in scandals before this, and James was just pissing people off. I used to be a viewer of James, and I had unsubscribed to him before Bicester because of he was like copying other creators' videos, and like in a way that was like he was like stealing their like literal jokes as well. And that really rubbed me the wrong way because it was like a smaller up and coming. It was like Antonio Garza, if you guys know who that is. At the time, wasn't huge, and like James Charles was huge at the time, and he like copied Antonio's video beat for beat, like made like stole the same jokes, and I was like, this is really like it really rubbed me the wrong way, and that was like the nail in the coffin for me. I unsubscribed.
Trauma.
And then Bicester came out. I don't remember if I wanted to watch this video or not. You can just look at it for the vintage tea spill aesthetic.
Oh, wow.
I also want to give a quick shout out to Sugar Bear Hair. I met their
the
team
quality
weekend
is
one
so
at
good.
Coachella, and they really helped.
James.
Anyways, it's like a really goofy video.
Oh.
But that is actually if you didn't catch it, that is my the theme of this presentation is a tea spill video.
Yeah.
Okay, so why did I? Okay, I didn't remember. Oh, you know what? I think I have to click something. Never mind. Okay, so the part that you guys really want to hear. So we're done with the Sugar Bear Hair drama. This is the part that you guys really care about.
I'm excited.
Oh no! How do I go back? Okay. Sorry.
It literally made me want to vomit.
This is
Oh
when
my
you
god, you tried to
just
trick a straight
guy
man thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're
the
victim.
victim. She alleges that James uses his power and money to convince straight men to sleep with him and send him pictures. And then she like she's like, James Charles, I heart straight boys. I heart straight boys. Straight boys, straight boys. And then she says, cracking someone's sexuality is not an escape room, which I think is a really amazing line. It sounds like it's really out of the blue. However, if you will remember, this is a separate, like much later than Bicester, James Charles scandal, in which he says to this man, it's a really lucrative role. It's called My Boyfriend. Requirements, 6'2 plus. Must love escape rooms, horror movies, and cuddling. I'm not gonna read the rest. You guys can read it there. But it's truly a bit of a crazy opener. To like talk about your the perks of being your significant other, and a lot of them are monetary, which is interesting.
My
The fact
my
that
favorite
this is
thing
set
of
in Vegas.
I was about to say,
the fact that this is in vanish mode and it was just taken with another phone.
He's bragging about his huge
what?
ass when it is
So
like
funny.
a BBL that he's gonna have dissolved in 2 years anyway.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, he definitely has like the butt injections for sure. But
Your ass
he
is
does
fake,
mention
boy.
escape rooms here in a romantical context. So she kind of spilled there. The escape room line is kind of amazing. I love it. All right. And then at the end of this video, like Tati starts dragging James Charles's mother into it, and she goes, "Christy, you need to be here for your boys. I'm done playing mom." Which is really crazy. And Tati goes on to like rant about like how James Charles interacts with his parents, which is like a weird thing to bring up in a like a video trying to cancel him or whatever. But she goes, James said to his dad that every man is a little bit gay, and she's like like upset over this. She's like,
That's really
oh my
funny.
God. Like, I'm used to this kind of talk around his friends, but his parents? And you did it at my birthday dinner.
Have had enough. The last phone conversation that James Charles and I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick us. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God,
here
oh my God. Like, I am used to this around, you know, everyone else, but not his parents. Like, I thought around his parents that he would not behave this way. Like, it was just like, no big deal. Like, sucking dick and cock. Like, I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner. And I made excuses for you then. You were talking in detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter. And when I said, James, he's straight. Your response was,
doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity.
So freaking gross. And
all right, that's basically my sister.
She talks like a high school teacher that's trying to be PG despite the fact that the kids are all cursing like excessive amounts.
Well, that's because she was hanging out with like teenagers and young 20-somethings.
A 19-year-old James Charles.
She certainly just was that. And she talks about in this video too about how like she did so much for him or whatever, and like he didn't have the money to fly out for her wedding that she invited him to, so she flew him out, and like he did her makeup for her wedding, and she's like, I can't look at my wedding video anymore without, you know, being upset or whatever. Just so ridiculous. But also like, why are you hanging out with this teen so much? Like, could he drink at your wedding? Certainly not.
Yeah.
Certainly not legally.
Was he able to like bring a friend?
Like literally no. And it's really crazy. But the mother thing also
weird.
Yes, it is. And the way that she like mentions his mom, it's not completely out of the blue. Like it's not justified, but it's not completely out of the blue. His like James Charles's mother was like defending him in Instagram comments at the time.
Oh.
So she said, Christy, you need to get off Instagram and be here for your boys. I'm done playing mom. That's what she says. Just crazy. Which also like, was she entirely wrong? Maybe not. Did she have the right to say that publicly? Definitely not. So, you know. Okay. So James's initial response was on the same day, in a now deleted video called Tati, which most of the videos that I'm going to be talking about are deleted videos. There's only one video that's still up from the original poster, and that is James Charles's No More Lies. Everything else is deleted, for one reason or another. We'll get to the reasons why. This was deleted, like, honestly, I don't think this like stayed up for more than like a week at best. It was deleted before No More Lies, so it had literally like less than a week being on YouTube, and it did have 49 million views at one point, which is truly bonkers. And Tati's bi-sister never reached more than maybe 47 million views. So more people saw James talking about the like bi-sister situation than people actually saw bi-sister. So that's kind of important to note, because that means a lot of people were getting their information straight up just from this 8-minute terrible video. This video is awful. So he cries on camera talking about the situation, how he's just very sorry, and he apologizes to Tati and Tati's husband, James. Yeah, I don't know. They had the same name. But he starts the video out by apologizing, which, as the audience, would make you think that he's admitting guilt. Especially if you don't know what exactly he's being accused of or what he's apologizing for. Especially when there's, you know, sexual, like kind of allegations in there, along with the, like, just, like, friendship betrayal, whatever. You know, so like he's just kind of admitting to everything here, which really turned public opinion on him fast. And at this time, James is on his sister's tour in Australia. He has a meet and greet in a few hours, so he had to make this video now. And there's a lot of mouth noises in the video.
It's just
which there's this video called all the breathing and mouth noises. He just takes so many sighs. I don't know if you can even hear it.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know why the audio is just not picking up, but I promise you he just breathes this entire, like, 2 minutes of this 8-minute video. There's a lot of mouth noises and breathing, and he claims he won't make a video with receipts, but he definitely will. He says that he will make more mistakes. He's like, I will make more mistakes, which is crazy when some of the allegations made in the original video are very serious. He starts literally sobbing about his mom for whatever reason. Like, he's like, I love my mom. She does a good job. It's like, all right, girl, like, text your mom. Why are you talking to her through this apology video? Like, text her, like, call her. Like, why do we need to know that? Yeah.
Can I ask for clarification on one thing?
Mm-hmm.
So Tati decided to like publicly talk about him trying to like get straight men to sleep with him.
Huh?
So that's what happened, right? Tati was like trying to go public with telling people that like he's trying to get straight men to sleep with him by like
who is
Russell.
Here inside your freezer.
You would be scaring a horse right now.
It's so loud.
So
you should know better.
So she was like, she was saying that she needed to publicly say this to James so that he would stop his behavior, which is, I guess, manipulating straight men. This had nothing to do with minors at this point in time. I guess that's important to note. That was not something that people knew about. It was just about generally like coercion, like, and she said basically that the coercion was through fame and money and power kind of thing.
I just wanted the clarification to be the tipping point for her was him endorsing a brand competitor to her to talk about this.
Yes, that is, yes, you have it entirely correct. That is the situation.
I had it correct. I just
Yep.
Interesting.
So then, about a week later, No More Lies drops. Now this was the sister ultimate gag. This was a gag because let me tell you, the Social Blade parties, I think I put a slide in there about that.
Social Blade.
The Social Blade like watch parties, like hashtag James Charles' over party. Like people were live streaming Social Blade of James Charles' subscriber count going down. He set a record for the most millions of subscribers lost.
Still holds
like
that
in a period of time. Like he set that record.
Crazy.
And that is actually why you cannot view your Social Blade things like that anymore.
Oh.
What were you saying, Bethany?
I was gonna say I remember being like on, I don't know if it was like Twitter or something like that at the time, but just seeing so many people like literally celebrating him losing like every single
Yeah. I was there.
every single ounce of fame.
I might have been celebrating.
You know what?
I can't even lie to you.
I was for sure celebrating.
Yeah, me too.
It definitely was.
I was at least entertained.
Yeah, I was entertained.
The thing about this is that like, so James was losing subscribers like super crazy, and Tati was like gaining subscribers by the millions. So it was really a direct like transfer of subscribers, which is crazy, and the only time that has like ever happened on such a large scale in YouTube history. And so this video though truly turned the tide for Mr. James Charles. Even though much later in the timeline, James proved much of the accusations true, this video showed receipts and actually proved like everything false. Wait, what was I? Brother, my gosh, YouTube videos and slideshows are really annoying. What is this?
Week ago, I uploaded a video to my YouTube.
It's just the video. That's what I thought. Okay. So the main points. James shows his receipts, and he proved with receipts that he did spontaneously accept the Sugar Bear hair thing. So one of her main things was like, she was like, a company wouldn't just have like tickets laying around. And like, yes, they would, because that's how marketing works, girl. And so they did just have those tickets laying around. And he also did text Tati before posting the ad, letting her know, because she was like, you didn't even bother to reach out to me. And yes, he did, actually. And he signed the contract already, though, so he needed to post. So he like messaged her to say, I'm like sorry, but like I'm doing this. I'm just going to let you know. And after her Instagram story is sobbing, she's like, the only thing you did was like frantically try to ask me like to take it down because of your reputation. Well, that's not true. James showed records of calling her again and again, like texting her, apologizing, calling her husband, calling her house phone. She just did not pick up. She was purposely ignoring him, even though she claimed that she couldn't get through to him, and this was the only way to get through to him. When, girl, you weren't picking up the phone. And she was like, well, you're just more concerned about your image, whatever. And then the boys section. What is this clip?
Killer merch. I just don't see a world that exists where I could ever be in business with a team ran by someone like Star. If you place an order on the website before...
What is this? That is not the right clip. Okay. The timestamps are kind of flopping. Okay, well, he says he will never use his fame, money, or power for sexual favors. And that would be great if it was true, because we know later it's not true. But at the time, it actually was true. And he goes in depth about this one person, the waiter at Tati's birthday party, their birthday dinner. And apparently he was just some bi-curious guy who fucked around and found out with James Charles. And they go into that for so long, and apparently the guy Sam like made a bunch of like YouTube videos about it. And the whole like I'm a celebrity thing that she said like is what he said about the waiter or whatever was actually just an inside joke about things like famous equals good. And he like showed so many text messages of everyone in their friend group just saying like, oh, like these wings are good. Like it was just about anything. Like they weren't good, they were famous. Like, oh, these wings are so famous, or oh, that top is so famous, like whatever. And he showed screenshots of Tati herself using the famous joke. But a big thing was like this waiter Sam like was not a straight man. And I hope this clip works, because this clip is crazy.
Actually in your favor, even if they're straight, and you know what? That's not okay. And how dare you laugh about it and make meme after meme and retweet and this and that, and I love straight boys, and make it a joke. I love straight boys, because this behavior is not normal, it's not okay. Cracking someone's
this is a frame from this video.
First of all, I'm a 19-year-old virgin. I talk about boys quite a lot on my social media networks. Clearly at this point, it is not acceptable anymore. We're talking about that in a little bit, I promise you. But just thought I would bring it up, put it out into the universe. I don't really get a lot of action.
Yes.
You have probably guessed this at this point.
That's
so
crazy.
That being said, I have never, and would never, and will
this is
never
not the clip.
use my fame, money, or power to manipulate or get any sexual...
And after that movie, he asked to kiss me. I said yes.
This is the clip.
We ended up making out for around an hour, and if I'm being honest,
They thought that guy was straight.
Kisser I've ever kissed. Way too much tongue.
All right, note taking.
That was the clip that I was supposed to play. It was
so funny.
Sam just roasting him, which is so funny. Also, this picture of Tati. This was like in the video. He just photoshopped this. I'm by Instagram DM. I think it's really great. It's really crazy that Tati, who apparently cares so much for James, decided to run with allegations with no proof. Like she was just running with these allegations, say like he's coercing people, like he is doing this, he's a bad person, and she didn't have any proof for her like accusations this time. And then James also says that he wished he wasn't public with his thirsting. Not that he didn't do the actions that people disagree with, that just that the public should know about them. Which is a really interesting way to quote unquote apologize. But he was just saying, like, I wish I didn't let you guys know. Which is, you know, certainly indicative of someone who doesn't see a problem with the actions. Which I will say, in this instance, there wasn't really that much of an issue. However, in the future, it certainly was. So, I hope that this works. Okay, I think it will.
On Tati's friend Jeffree Star's video titled "The Truth About My Relationship."
I was single for a long time, and the reason why is because I am really not attracted to anyone but what we call in this world as a straight male or a normal dude. And what I mean by that is like, you know, I am really into straight guys. And I know that is going to not be surprising to a lot of you. So, you know, from just traveling everywhere and meeting dudes all the time and being around that world for so long, I really kind of fell into a trap of always being someone that was kept like the secret. And when you are someone like me who is, you know, I get asked all the time, even every day on my channel, you guys, I get comments, are you a guy? Are you a girl? Are you transgender? Are you trying to transition? What are you? Being someone that is like me, that is a guy that looks like a woman, right? I keep doing this because so many people are not into labels these days, and I love that. I'm all about that.
It's so crazy because now Jeffree Star hates pronouns.
You believe in. I think that is the beauty and the freedom of, you know, living, is we can be whoever we want to be. I've always been into straight men, and the problem with that my entire life is I never found real love.
Well, basically, this was a gag because one of the big things was Tate was like, you love straight boys, and that's wrong. And Jeffree and Shane were like really, really backing up Tati during this whole time. They were congratulating her on every million subscribers that she earned after the Bi Sister video. And so this was a gag because they were like, you are wrong, James. You are the worst. And James is like, and James also brings up kind of an interesting point. He calls out people who are calling him out for like sliding in DMs of like just public figure men or just guys. And like just like usually his DMs were pretty just like whatever, like the ones that we saw anyways. But like the initial DM was like, oh, like you're really hot, like how are you or whatever. They weren't even crazy. They're really tame, honestly. And he showed like other like celebrity women doing the same thing and like being like, you're so hot, like where do you live? Like I want you. And it's like he was like, it's kind of a double standard because it's fun and cool for like, women to publicly thirst over men, but when he privately does and like just like in like just messages them a normal like thing, it's seen as a predatory thing, which is a really good point that gay men are seen as predatory, and it's truly something that Tati kind of used to her advantage in her Bi Sister video. And it's a good point for this video. However, James Charles is a predator, and he does like young boys. So, you know, but that's not happening in this scandal. Oh, this is the social blade thing. It was so crazy because there was like there were so many dozens of live streams talking like just like showing this, just showing his live subscriber count, and people were like, I hate James Charles or whatever, and just putting that in. Yeah. So after that, No More Lies video, Tati kind of reactionarily posted Why I Did It, which is an incredibly difficult to find video, and it was created it was created after YouTube requested Tati to take Bi Sister down. Tati did not, out of her good conscience, decide to, maybe I should take this video down. No, YouTube was like, hey, can you take Bi Sister down? Don't worry about the misspelling of bi here. And she really didn't, in this video, she said that she really didn't think that Bi Sister was going to be mainstream media drama. She thought that she was going to get backlash from James and his fans, which honestly, I believe that from her because at the time, James was a much bigger creator than her, even though she had more like tenure. Like, James's fans were plentiful and ravenous. So she thought, for some reason, that Bi Sister would reach someone unreachable when she was literally the one not picking up his calls. And Tati said to James in private, someday your behavior may come back to bite you. Someone may expose you. And James addressed in his video that, yeah, I guess someone did expose him. He just never thought it was going to be Tati. I think that this is the clip of the jump cut. I hope it is.
It was so camp.
From the relation.
I love the jump cut when she goes to cry. Jump cut, and then she goes, ah, fuck.
Wait, let me do it. I wanted... Fuck.
just looking at herself in the
Sorry, did you
viewfinder.
see her just checking herself out?
Bruh.
She starts crying and then
So
she looks at herself in the
crazy.
viewfinder. God, she goes like this. Oh, fuck.
The casual.
I love
glamour
Adam.
shot.
Girl.
Love him.
Anyways, after that, she says like she didn't want to cancel James, and we all need to love him apparently. And she like knew that No More Lies was coming, and she was like, I really got to make something quick. So some unlikely players in the drama was in fact PewDiePie.
Interesting background of it.
PewDiePie.
Discreet the background.
Where did he come from?
I did make that the background. I'm
glad you did in a horrifying way.
So
That's how you should be remembered.
PewDiePie made a video reacting to James. His first apology video, Tati, that he made on the same day of Bye Sister, and basically gave him like feedback, and it was like very genuine feedback on his video as, quote, someone who was canceled and made a good apology video, which that's why I included this photo in the back, because did he? I don't know that he did. I don't know that's true.
I can't say that he did.
So it's unclear if he actually reached out to James after that video was made, or if James just watched this video and actually took it to heart, because at the time, before he made No More Lies, everyone was like, James Charles is over, like, we hate him. That was like the general internet consensus. Nobody was on James's side for the most part. So when PewDiePie made this video, he pointed out a lot of things like their age gap, like the way that she clearly only cared about the vitamins, and like that's why she decided to talk about supposed victims or whatever. And so he was actually making kind of good points, but the way that he's framing it as he's really good at making an apology video, and as someone who was canceled and came back from it, which is, you know, certainly an interesting stance that people allowed him to take in 2019, but whatever. And he actually went on to make reaction videos to, I think, all of the videos that happened. Like, I think he went back and like reviewed all of them, which we don't care. No one cares. This is the only thing that I thought was important. And I also will say that at the time, I did watch this video that he made. I did watch the PewDiePie reacting to the Tati video for whatever reason. And I remember being really pissed off the whole time. Because as he did make some good points, it was so clear that he was incredibly uneducated on the subject of James Charles. Like, he had no idea who James was. He was like, what's James Charles' scandals previously? Like, I don't know anything. And it was just like some guy talking out of his ass. And it really pissed me off. A lot of like commentary YouTubers at the time decided to try and attempt to cover the Bye Sister scandal. I'm sure like Pyrocynical did, and I was probably pissed at that too, because none of these men know anything about the beauty community, so they're just like rehashing a tea-spill video but like being men about it, which really annoyed me. But
being PewDiePie
anyway
about it.
yeah
Philip
and I
DeFranco
will say
talked
like
about this like in his news show. Can you imagine that?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly.
Cheer is truly despicable. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I felt it was necessary.
It's fitting.
to get
I feel
my
like that's how
point
he.
across.
That's.
I think it's fitting.
It's how he should be remembered.
I think
It
Because
really
at the
is. This is how he should be remembered.
I think it's
Not that
fitting
it's the
because
only thing he did, but you know.
I mean, despicable in a positive way.
I think it's
like
fitting
conniving
because
and
it's, like,
wonderful.
I think it's fitting because it's like this is what you will be known for forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like humbling. Like, you're trying to like be the good guy in this situation. It's like, okay, sure, man, but don't forget the bridge incident.
Yeah, and don't forget the swastika shirt.
Yeah, it's truly everything. I don't honestly know all of his controversies, but like
He's
when
got
someone
like 6
says
of them in terms of
he
being
has
a
a,
Nazi.
he has a whole
Got a
lot.
handful of them.
And it's like
a handful.
so funny to me that throughout the whole video he was like on a high horse being like, James, you're doing it wrong. I have a 10 out of 10 apology video. Like, everyone forgave me once I did this apology video. And I'm like, I don't know. That's not true. No. So I just felt like including the most iconic controversy of his behind this just felt right. Anyways. So the next video I have to talk about is Jeffree never doing this again. No clips because I didn't really want to watch this video again. But I did include the thumbnail because all of the thumbnails from this era were so iconic. Some of them became memes. If you guys remember, hashtag like Tati was breaking my silence was a real meme. So I included all of the thumbnails that I thought were pretty iconic. And I think it's also important to note how these creators present themselves in these videos. Like in Tati's Bye Sister, like that was premeditated because she was glammed up, you know what I mean? And then in her last one, like she was like stripped down but still glam. And then like she still had a full face on, but it was just a little bit less of a serve. And then in James's like Tati video, he was like, I just rolled out of bed chic. And then his No More Lies, he was full face, like put together. And so this is pretty put together for Jeffree Star, but it's a little bit toned down. Like he doesn't have a crazy wig going on right now, which is funny because he does have a crazy wig later. So anyways, he made this video after No More Lies because it made him look really, really bad. And this apparently is an incredibly difficult to find deleted video. I only have all these videos because Adam McIntyre recently reacted to like the entire scandal from like front to back and then some. So he was getting sent these videos by people who had them on like Google Drive. And basically he just says that he won't show receipts and he doesn't want to participate in drama, which is hilarious because of course he does. Bruh. And he was threatening people and riling people up on Twitter and Instagram and stuff, and he actually brought brother Ian into it, which is James's like kid brother at that time, like young teen brother. Like actually brought him into it because he thought that he was like subtweeting Jeffree, but he was actually just talking about something unrelated because he's literally not in the beauty world, but whatever. And then this whole video, he's just like, that was the old Jeffree. And the old Jeffree was last week, so... And he's like, I'm never gonna do this again. I'm sure he will. Bruh. I'm so glad that I just made this an entire slide.
It deserved its own slide.
Breaking my silence.
Yeah, I love that the screenshots from 1 minute ago.
Yeah.
They clicked that.
With 500 views.
Never get over the fact this was 40 minutes long.
Of course, all her videos are long as hell. So Breaking My Silence happened in 6/20/2020. Why is this in the wrong place? Okay.
Single Germa True react.
Oh yeah, I had to include my iconic Breaking My Silence reference 3 years later from the video because I just love this this whole debacle. So Tati made this in 2020, which is quite a leap. It's about like honestly like 6 months later. No, wait. Just kidding. It's almost an entire year after Bye Sister originally occurred. So she's really dredging up old news. Like this is cold tea, if you will. And she made this at a very opportune time, as she always does, during Shane and Jeffree's big cancellations. If you recall that, I'm not gonna go into that because that would take another like hour. But everyone knows that Shane is a predator and Jeffree is Jeffree Star. So.
Jeffree Star is also a predator, allegedly.
Well, I feel like it was that his big thing. Yeah. I thought his big thing was
he had like 3.
He was like racist and said the N-word and was like kind of a Nazi.
Yeah, I thought his thing was racism. I don't remember ever seeing Hereditary.
Shane was like a pedophile and a predator.
Shane is literally a pedophile.
Jeffree Star was like saying the N-word.
No, Jeffree Star also.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
Like, did sexual assault? Like, he also did that, but it wasn't.
I believe that, but I don't think it was.
His main thing. Was that was the main thing. Though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And I
also
will say that. I believe that Jeffree Star could assault someone. He did physically assault people. That was definitely a thing that was happening too. Oh, yeah. However, I don't remember his crimes being sexual of nature. I wouldn't put it past him. I know that he was covering up someone else's crimes, but I don't know if he was the one committing it. He was like big on the Davi vanity thing. But like,
I remember that he
wasn't the one doing that. He was just like,
his
I don't know.
paid money to cover up something. So
I mean, again, I don't put it past him, but that's not what he was getting primarily canceled for. It was really the racism, because oh boy, was there racism.
A
lot.
And there was racism for both of them, actually, I will say.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, I mean, Shane Dawson was just straight up doing blackface for years.
So Shane Dawson blackface moment.
Yeah.
He had multiple. He had many of them. It was recurring.
So they were getting canceled for many, many things, okay? These two were absolutely at rock bottom. And Miss Tati was like, I know what I have to do. So she started teasing this video by posting butterflies and cryptic messages and stupid shit like that. And then she made #BreakingMySilence. And she basically says that Shane and Jeffrey manipulated her into making Bye Sister. And she says that Shane even offered to edit her video and came up with the iconic title of Bye Sister. She also yammers about charity and white saviorism and like trying to change Jeffree Star by getting him involved with their charity. Okay. And then she goes on to fearmonger about Jeffrey, saying he has enough receipts to ruin the entire beauty community, and now that he is being canceled, he will release his receipts. And then she cries about blackmail and forgiveness, and like she's just like, well, you know, you really have to forgive people. We have to learn to forgive because Jeffrey's gonna come down, and it's not right that he's blackmailing people. You have to forgive people. Which is ridiculous. I don't have to forgive anything. And she's like, we all have something that he has on us. Bitch, I'm sitting in my home in New Jersey perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not me. And she also like tells us that she wanted to become friends with Shane because she wanted him to make a docuseries on her. Because she is truly narcissistic. And she talks about how Shane would come to her house and how much of a good, caring person she was. And Shane would be like, I can see that because I'm an empath. This is where the emoji is actually supposed to be. I don't know why there was one on the other slide. And Shane apparently also told her that God had called her to be a beacon of light and make this world a better place.
What?
And she says that Shane Dawson, the king of truth on YouTube, would never lie. I don't know what this clip is.
Spoke about my faith and told him how deeply I feel for others. He shared with me that he was an empath and that he could feel.
Please.
This is so crazy.
I was not expecting that. I forgot about that. Oh my god. So she just said, I told him how deeply I feel for others, and he opened up about being an empath. Oh god. You cannot write this shit. It is so good. It is so good. Could you imagine her like tearfully opening up to him and he goes, I get it. I'm an empath. Oh god.
All of my pain. He pledged his unending friendship and loyalty.
All right. Well, but she also says that Shane Dawson is quote unquote the king of truth on YouTube. It is so crazy because what are you talking about?
He does just lie.
Shane Dawson, the king of truth on YouTube. And so she's like, why would he lie about James if he's the king of truth? Which, okay. And so Jeffrey and Shane fed Tati many rumors and allegations that were allegedly against him with alleged proof as well. And she was told that once she would make this video, other people would speak out against him and victims would come forward. And she says that she was, quote, beyond gaslit. And so she was like planning to make this video, but then the night before she made it, Jeffrey decided to show her this voice memo. And told her to listen to the pain in the victim's voice. So there is allegedly this voice memo that Jeffree Star has of it's a conversation between Jeffree Star and a victim of James Charles that like details their experience. And so when Jeffrey wants to manipulate someone to like dislike James Charles or whatever, he shows them that voice memo. Now, this person, the victim, is anonymous, and they are supposedly a YouTuber in the YouTube space, so in the beauty space, who is anonymous, whatever. Which, you know, if that's true, it is truly absolutely insane that Jeffree Star is like parading this little voice memo around and showing it to people as if it's tea, as if it's, you know, something to be like drama, when that is literally a actual victim. So it's truly crazy.
I really cannot stand Tati because she's so like emotionally abusive, like gaslighting mother core. And not, like a mom
none of
who,
these
like,
people are good people. Everyone here is awful.
She's like a mom who starts crying to you because she's like, I'm such a bad mom.
Yeah.
I can't believe I failed
you.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh
that
my
is her.
God.
So I have to show you guys this iconically awful Shane moment.
I texted Shane sharing my concerns for James Charles, that he was out of the country on the high floor of a hotel, and I was afraid for him hurting himself.
On the 50th floor.
Shane texted me back and said that I should not be nervous about the 50th floor, that James Charles was a narcissist, and that he would never do that.
So that's something that James
So
Charles
crazy.
apparently texted Tati at the time. She was hesitant to make Bye Sister because she thought that it would literally like drive James to end his own life. That is crazy. It is so insane. And also, if you ever had that concern, don't post the
She
video,
still did it.
maybe. Yeah. So she declined to let Shane come over and film her, like, the reactions of her posting it, which is so crazy that he wanted to do that. She goes into this like long rant about how she thought it was a social experiment for Shane's docuseries and that everyone was in on it and she was gonna be the biggest loser of it. Like, it's like a prank on her, which is crazy. No, girl, this is just the actions that you decided to take. And she cries about her beauty brand and she talks about how she was scared for her life and how she moved and then she talks about how she made up with James and that they're like friends again when when she makes this video, which is crazy. That's crazy. Why are you friends with him? What? And then she says she can't say anything because of her attorney and she's taking legal action against Shane and Jeffree. And then she just talks about faith and like wacky religious mumbo jumbo for the rest of the video. And that's why it's 40 minutes long. So we're gonna watch this whole video. It's maybe like 2 minutes long. This is one of my favorite things ever. So as Tati dropped #breaking my silence, Shane decided to live Instagram live react to it.
So sure.
Of course. Is that another ad? Another ad. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind.
God, I remember
this is so fucked. This is. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm live because I can't even process. I need a drink of water. I
so much. This guy's voice.
Can't process this. This is insane.
This stutter is so crazy.
I wish there was 7,000 people.
This is insane. This is insane. This woman is a fucking. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna wait till as many people get in here as possible because I'm losing my mind.
I love
Keep playing it. Keep playing it.
So how is it that so many editorial outlets knew that something was coming before I...
Because you message drama channels! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Jeffree sent me what he claimed was an audio file from an alleged victim and told me to listen to the pain in her voice. The audio was clearly a small portion of the conversation.
Oh my god. Please, Rylan in the background. Oh no. I wanted to.
So funny.
Sorry.
Shane,
I'm
you've
so
gotta turn
sorry,
this off.
guys.
Click the ad.
I'm gonna. Can I just.
Can't process this. Oh my god. I'm gonna wait till as many people
I
get.
agree.
So how is it that so many editorial outlets knew that something was coming before I...
Because you message drama channels! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hello,
Keith. What he claimed was an audio file from an alleged victim. And
Where's
told me to
Ryland?
listen to the pain.
Ryland?
The audio was clearly a small portion of
Oh my
the
God.
conversation.
There he is.
It wasn't enough for me to contact the authorities.
OMG, bruv.
It was enough to scare me.
Well, then why would you make a video on the matter claiming these allegations?
Because she is a fucking. I can't. I don't want to say mean things about people. This is insane. This is insane. This person literally. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Keep pressing play. I need to get through this video so I can fucking. Oh my god.
As a victim of abuse myself.
Oh my god. You are.
I remember that so vividly.
She like opens up about how like she had like domestic like she had like sexual abuse or whatever happened to her, and then she's like, "Oh my god."
Even.
You're so manipulative. Your face.
Dude, these are actually really good.
They really are.
Universe from Steven Universe was tuned into the bisexual.
Fake crying. You are fake crying. You are fake crying. That is not real. Oh my god.
Oh
my god. Oh my god. I was molested. I have been. Oh my god. That is not.
And I made no mention of it in my video.
Oh my god.
His eyes are like darting around.
The night before posting my
Did you guys just hear Rylan tell him to get off?
video by sister,
Oh my god.
I texted Shane sharing my concerns for James Charles. That he was out of the country on the high floor of a hotel, and I was afraid for
So
ended.
yeah, so it's important to note that oh man, that after like as soon as she starts talking about like the Shane text, he knew he was fucked. He knew she was about to say something crazy, and so he locked in. He ended that live because he knew that he couldn't say anything about that. Like, what could you say? So now we're gonna talk about Jeffree Star doing what's right. Remember how I said he wasn't wearing a wig in the last one? Because he certainly was here. And I feel like it's just important to note the absolute opulence of this setup, which he was just like, by himself on this giant couch with full beach.
Just break up with his boyfriend right before this too.
He might have, yeah. I think so. Yeah, his longtime straight man boyfriend, Nate.
Oh Lord.
So doing what's right. Basically, this whole video was just him using like the BLM movement as like a scapegoat for the whole thing, and he was just saying that he will not be sharing anything, which is technically a good career move because it made Tati look really crazy because she went like she went on and on and on about being like, you're like Jeffree Star is gonna cancel everyone. It's gonna be so bad. Like Jeffree this, Jeffree that. Like be afraid of Jeffree. And so he's like, I'm not gonna do anything. And so he continued to milk the voice memo, and he showed it to Keemstar and like I think FaZe Banks or something stupid, and also Blair White, who ended up making a video about it. It's a really dystopian video. And then at one point in the video, he mispronounces the name of like one of the victims of police brutality that he wants to like, I guess, say is like, we shouldn't be talking about Sister. We should be talking about the BLM movement. And then he does a bunch of. No, it wasn't. No, it was somebody else. But he does, in fact, dub over it in the video without cutting the video or anything. He just dubs over it.
Oh, he doesn't use the bit of audio. He doesn't push cut 2 times on the keyboard and.
Nope, not at all. He just resays the name, which is really, really just something else. And then he promotes his brand for the rest of the video, which is only 10 minutes long, but somehow it still happened. And so I think it's something that's important to note is that at the time, like, if you weren't speaking up about BLM, like people were really on your ass. And something that Tati did not do was speak out about BLM. It was just all about her. It's all about her always, And she, she's just such a beacon of light. The God sent to like help everyone, obviously. But she did not talk about BLM movement at all. And so Jeffree was using that as a way to one-up her. That's it, and just get the heat off of him. So here's some loose ends that weren't in the other things. There is the video that Trisha Paytas made at the time where she does talk about the BLM movement for most of it and say like is really harping on the fact like, Tati, why are you speaking out about this now when everything has happened and everyone's speaking about this, like, and you refuse to speak about it and you just want to talk about how much you're hurting, right? And then she also says, which is so funny to me, she goes, Tati, you're dumb as hell. You are not beyond gaslit. Because, like, she's like, you're not beyond gaslit. You're dumb as hell. And you know what? She did serve with that. That was really funny. Obviously she wasn't doing it in like full like good faith. Like for her points were good, but her motivations were a little misaligned because
still Trisha.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and she was at the time friends with friends with Shane, and like sort of she doesn't really defend him in the video, but she does attempt to make some excuses for him, which she has disavowed since then, but at the time you could tell that her motivations for it weren't 100% the best. They were a little bit for protecting this friend of hers who is a terrible person. So, okay. He was beefing with this guy Gage. So I don't know if you guys remember on like one of the first slides, there's a picture of James holding some man's hand at Coachella. Yeah, so that was the reason why like he couldn't leave Coachella and why he needed the sugar bear hair thing in the first place was because he was being like he was with this guy named Gage. And so people are like connecting the dots or whatever at the time. And he, in like before Bye Sister, he said, "No, unfortunately, I'm very single. This boy played me for months on end and is a disgusting con artist. I'm thankful I had my friends with me to protect me." So that was this guy Gage. And Gage actually made videos when this was all happening. Like he made videos on James. Which is really ridiculous. He was just some model who was a very small time guy. And he truly was a clout chaser. Like he actually truly was a clout chaser. It's really funny that like in this whole situation, like James, whatever, but it's like this guy, James was right about this guy because he truly was. Because he like pretended to be interested in James so that James would pay for everything for him. And he basically got James to pay for a flight for him, got him into Coachella, like VIP Coachella, was paying for hotels and everything, just basically financing this guy to just be around James. And he was just going for the ride, truly. And this guy was really milking it because he went on Instagram Live or whatever when James's fan caught wind of like who he was, and he started like talking about how he had a heart, like he was experiencing a heartbreak right now, and like he had his heart broken, and like he had so many firsts with this person, whatever. And it was all just lies. He was just lying. Yeah, he made like videos about it, and he would make like 15-minute long videos of him saying like nothing and just like eating chips and just being like, James lying, I'm cool, ha ha ha. And he was just so annoying. So I didn't really feel like he needed any clips, but it is part of the like this is happening technically before Bye Sister, and I feel like it's important to know that like this is like people were really mad at James because they were for whatever reason on this guy's side. So that was like part of like the Tati capitalizing on James being in a controversy moment. Okay. Do I think James is the devil? No. Do I think he was a young, egocentric, power-hungry guru who needed to be served a slice of humble pie the size of the fucking Empire State Building? Yes. And this iconic quote is from Shane Dawson, because after all of this happened, he made this notes app post on Twitter where it's called Leaving the Beauty Community, but it's like entitled Welcome to the Circus. And this is how he talks about it. So even through all of this, whether or not how much you want to believe of Tati or not, it is certainly true that James and Jeffrey really hated, or Shane and Jeffrey, sorry, really hated James Charles, and they did want to take him down, and they wanted to take him down specifically because of their conspiracy palette release, because during the time that they were set to release the palette, like there's even a phone call during that thing where they were like talking to Morphe, who was doing the James Charles palette, and they said, we want to release this, after October because we don't want it to be a Halloween thing. The conspiracy palette, which is the Shane Dawson palette. And the Morphe person on the phone was like, oh, well, I don't know, because in November we're trying to do a re-release of the James Charles palette. And they said, oh, it won't be a problem. And that's on film, and they put that out there. And you know what? It wasn't a problem, because by that time, Sister had happened, and James Charles was absolutely scandalized and dropped by all the brands. So it was for sure a calculated attack against James Charles, and they did in fact do this. And I do believe that Tati was maybe strung along by Shane and Jeffrey, but she is still a grown woman, and you let yourself be strung along. And truly, like, if you cared for him as much as you said you did, you wouldn't have believed them so easily. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.
Awesome picture on the right.
Wow.
Wow.
This is the T-Spell outro.
Love the T-Spell.
Anyways. There's a lot of speaking.
Good Lord.